Hello, my name is Ina and I'm an anti-fraud specialist with more than 10 years of experience in fraud prevention and investigations. For the last 5 years, I have been working in the cryptocurrency industry. During my career, I have investigated different types of fraud cases, helped protect customers from financial crime, and improved fraud investigation processes. My experience helps me understand fraud patterns, identify risks, and make better decisions. Today, I would like to answer a few questions about my work and share some practical advice about fraud prevention. In my daily work, I mostly see investment fraud, fraudulent widgets, e-commerce fraud, and social engineering scams. Investment fraud is one of the most common types in these cases. Criminals promise high profits from crypto investments or trading platforms. They often promise guaranteed returns or quick earnings. However, after the customer sends money, they usually cannot withdraw their funds. Fraudulent widgets happen when scammers use our official payment widget on fake websites to make their platform look reliable. I also see many e-commerce fraud cases. Customers pay for products, hotel bookings, event tickets, but later discover that the service product does not exist. Another common type is social engineering. In these cases, scammers contact customer by phone, messaging app, or social media. They try to gain trust and convince customers to send money or share personal information. These four fraud types represent the majority of the cases that I investigate. First, I carefully review the customer story and try to understand the situation. Then I look for warning signs or unusual details. For example, I check if the customer mentions an investment platform, a suspicious website, pleasure from another person, or promises of guaranteed profit. I also review the customer's account information, transaction history, and anti fraud alerts. Sometimes one small detail can show that the case is not just a normal payment issue, but a possible fraud case. Experience also plays an important role. After reviewing thousands of fraud reports, you start recognizing common patterns and identify risk faster. Sometimes a ticket looks like a normal customer support request, but for example, a customer may ask why a transaction failed or why the anti-fraud system restricted their account. However, after reviewing the case, we may find several red flags. One common example is social engineering fraud. We often see cases where customers, especially older customers, are convinced by scammers to send money. We analyze the transactions patterns, payment amounts, and the way they complete verification. These details can show that the customer may be a fraud victim, even if the original request looked completely normal. In these situations, we perform additional checks before making a decision. Our anti-fraud team continuously improves their checks based on new fraud patterns and risks that we identify during our investigations. Every case is different. We always follow our internal procedures and use a risk-based approach. First, we review the anti-fraud alerts, customer verification details, and available account information. Then we analyze the case and look for possible risk indicators. If we need more information, we ask the customer to provide additional documents or details. If the risk level is high, we keep the restriction or block the account to protect the customer and the company. If our review shows that there is no significant risk, we remove the restriction and allow the customer to continue using our service. Our goal is to make fair and consistent decisions while protecting customers from fraud. My advice is simple. First, never trust offers that promise guaranteed profits or easy money. If someone tells you that you can make a lot of money very quickly, this is usually a warning sign. Be careful with the messages about prices, lotteries, or unexpected rewards, especially if you never attended any competition. Always check their website before making a payment. Use official websites and trusted companies. Before entering your payment details, check that the website address starts with HTTPS and there is a lock icon in your browser. If a website offers prices that are much lower than other websites, be careful. Sometimes a very good offer can be a sign of fraud. Never give anyone remote access to your computer or phone. Never share your passwords, verification codes, or recovery phrases. If someone calls you and says that they are from your bank, do not trust the call immediately. Tell them that you will call the bank yourself using the official phone number from your bank card or bank website. This is one of the safest way to make sure that you are really speaking with your bank. Be careful with people you meet on Telegram, WhatsApp, or social media. If someone you do not know asks you to invest money or buy cryptocurrency, this is a serious warning sign. The same applies to job offers. If a company asks you to pay money before starting a job, it's most likely a job scam. Fraud is always changing, and scammers are constantly finding new ways to trick people. That's why it's important not only for anti-fraud specialists and people who work in the financial industry to understand this risk, but also for all users of bank cards, electronic wallets, and crypto services. Everyone should know the most common types of fraud and learn how to protect themselves, their money, and their personal information. For anti-fraud specialists, it's very important to continue learning, analyze new cases, and improve internal processes. Fraud trends can change very quickly, so we need to update our knowledge, learn about new fraud methods, and understand how anti-fraud systems can help us to detect and prevent fraud. The more we know about fraud, the better we can protect customers and make online payments safer.